Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian lad, and this time I have watched Avengers Infinity War at 0.25x speed and found 33 new details that you may or may not have seen before. Now all of these details are brand new and you won't find them in my previous Infinity War breakdown, so don't you worry as none of those details are getting repeated. But before I begin, I have to tell you how excited I am for the Season 4 of Fortnite that just got released called Nexus War. If you haven't downloaded Fortnite already, use my link in description to download Fortnite for free. And of course, a big thanks to Epic Games for sponsoring this video. In this new season, you can team up with Marvel's greatest heroes and villains, including Iron Man, Thor, She-Hulk, Storm, Wolverine, and many more. And personally, I can't wait to play as Dr. Doom. Nexus War is a comic book style event where major characters team up to fight off the planet-destroying villain Galactus. Not only have the Marvel heroes and villains landed on the island, but so have their iconic locations. Drop into the island and visit new and upcoming locations like Doom's Domain. Take up superpowers like Dr. Doom's arcane gauntlets, Silver Surfer's board, and many more arriving later in the season. Honestly, I can't wait to try out Season 4 Nexus War. And again, you can use my link in description to download Fortnite for free and try your turn at becoming a Marvel hero. Number 1. The Time Stone seems to be the only Infinity Stone that has never been physically touched in any of the movies. When Doctor Strange gave it to Thanos and when Thanos put it in his gauntlet, none of them were able to touch the stone with their physical hand. It always has some sort of an energy around it that protects the stone from getting touched. However, the robotics arm that Tony was using in Endgame to put all the stones in place was able to touch the Time Stone. So I'm guessing anything with life in it cannot possess the Time Stone in their bare hands. Number 2. In the Battle of Titan, Iron Man was shooting his laser beam at Thanos as a last resort, but you can clearly see Thanos was using the Power Stone to deflect Iron Man's laser, so he's not just using the gauntlet itself. Number 3. After Peter, Tony, and Strange land on Titan, the Guardians threw a grenade aiming towards them. But if I play it at 0.25x speed, you'll see that even before the bomb goes off, Peter and Tony both activated their helmets as a precaution. Now Spider-Man of course has his spidey sense to warn him, but it's quite fascinating to see just how quick Tony reacts to his surroundings. Number 4. When Thanos gains control of his consciousness, he throws Mantis with some extreme force, so Spider-Man had to save her from falling on the ground. But notice, just as they were about to hit the ground, Spider-Man has his hand around the back of her head, so that even if they fall, she wouldn't take any extreme damage to her head. Now the reason I find this to be an amazing detail is because we know this entire scene is made through CGI, so the fact that the VFX department cared enough to put this detail in the movie deserves a special applaud. Number 5. When Thanos meets Red Skull for the first time, he shields Gamora with his gauntlet, but just as he realizes Red Skull isn't any threat, he removes his hand. Number 6. Thanos has 6 adopted children, 3 girls and 3 boys. Even his children are perfectly balanced. And not only this, the Russo brothers paid some exceptional detail to balance the battles in the movie. For example, after this rewatch in slow motion, I just realized for the Battle of Wakanda and the Battle of Titan, 20 heroes started the fight, but only 10 of them managed to survive.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Number 7. Gamora tells Thanos she always hated his chair, aka the throne of Thanos.
I always hated that chair.
So I've been told.
And because of this, Thanos now sits on the step leading to the chair to show that he really does care for Gamora, to say that for you, I'm even ready to leave my throne. Number 8. The left arm of the Hulkbuster suit was snapped off during the Battle of Wakanda, but in Avengers Endgame when the Hulkbuster grabs Thanos, you can see the fingers on the right arm are red as it should be, but the new left arm starting from the elbow is completely unpainted, indicating it's a new arm. Number 9. In the hand-to-hand combat between Thanos and Hulk, Thanos only had one stone but he didn't use it. We never see the stone lighting up. This shows that he's unbeatable in one-on-one fight, even before the stones come into play. Number 10. At this point, we all know Black Panther's suit stores up kinetic energy in the form of a purple glow.
Wait a minute.
The nanites absorb the kinetic energy and hold it in place for redistribution.
But in this movie, Thanos hits him so hard that the suit can no longer absorb it. Therefore, it explodes when he hits the ground. Number 11. During the introduction of the Guardians, they're singing Rubber Band Man by the Spinners. This is the only song in the movie that was played with its lyrics. And this song is about a boy being teased for being overweight. And later on in the movie, Drax and Rocket both make fun of Peter for gaining weight.
But who are you kidding, Quill? You're one sandwich away from fat.
Yeah, right.
It's true. You have put on weight.
What?
Number 12. When Iron Man summons a weapon to intimidate Drax, his weapon resembles a xenomorph head from the movie Alien. It's because just in the previous scene we saw Peter making an alien reference.
So you've done there's in trouble. What's your plan? Go.
Okay, did you ever see this really old movie Aliens?
And since the weapons of Tony are controlled by his mind, him thinking about the movie Peter just referenced could have influenced the way Tony was shaping his weapons in his mind. Number 13. Just before turning to dust, we see Wanda holding the dead body of her lover, and in Avengers Endgame, Proxima Midnight turns to dust while holding her fallen lover Corvus Glaive. This brings justice to WandaVision because Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive were the only two who were kind of getting personal while fighting them.
Give up the stone, and she lives.
Number 14. When the Guardians enter nowhere, we didn't know yet that Thanos already has the Reality Stone. But right after Gamora kills the fake Thanos, it is revealed to us that this was all an illusion. Now if you pay close attention, just when the Guardians landed on nowhere, you'll see objects in the foreground glowing red. This was an early hint that Thanos has already obtained the Reality Stone. Number 15. In the opening shot of WandaVision in Edinburgh, there's a red lamp next to Wanda and a yellow lamp next to Vision. This correlates to the colors that they appear in when they use their powers. Number 16. When Tony asks Peter Quill if he knows Thor, he says tall guy not that good looking. Now notice how Peter Parker disagrees with Quill on Thor's looks.
You know Thor.
Yeah. Tall guy, not that good looking. Needed.
Number 17. The weapon Tony uses in his fight against Thanos shows up on his HUD even before he fires it. Hey lads, I'm editing this one out because I already mentioned it in my previous Infinity War video. Sorry about that. Number 18. After Iron Man finally managed to make Thanos bleed, Thanos says,
All that for a drop of blood.
Now if we cut to Iron Man 2, Whiplash told Tony that if he could make God bleed, people would cease to believe in him.
If you can make God bleed, then people will cease to believe in him.
To me, this is where the Avengers started to pick up the fight. The movie began with Loki saying Thanos will never be a god, and by making Thanos bleed, Tony actually proves that point. Number 19. Thanos' first words in this movie and his last words in Avengers Endgame had the exact same meaning.
Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am inevitable.
From start to finish, Thanos believed he was unstoppable and inevitable, and even Tony's last words in Iron Man 1 are also his last words in Endgame. Number 20. As I said before, that Thanos used no stone to fight Hulk, but he had to use all 4 of his Infinity Stones to defeat Doctor Strange, and even sometimes using 2 stones at the same time to get past Strange's spells. This showcases just how strong Doctor Strange is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 21. When Thanos was asking the Collector about one of the Infinity Stones, during this scene, Thanos asks the Collector where is the stone. Now the actor playing the Collector is Benicio del Toro, who had a film called Snatch, where he said the exact same line in the exact same way.
Where is the stone?
Where's the stone?
So Josh Brolin saying the line exactly this way to Del Toro is a nod to his movie. Number 22. When Doctor Strange creates an illusion and makes hundreds other versions of himself, Thanos used the Soul Stone to identify the real Doctor Strange. But notice he not only manages to find the real Strange, but he also knocks Strange's astral form out of his physical body. This clearly indicates how the Soul Stone can be used even inside the astral world. Number 23. Eitri the dwarf tells Thor that Stormbreaker in theory is powerful enough to summon the Bifrost. Now if I zoom in, you can see the Bifrost pattern on Stormbreaker's forging mold, so Stormbreaker was always meant to summon the Bifrost. Number 24. When Heimdall transports Hulk back to Earth, he crash lands into the Sanctum Sanctorum. But notice the markings of the Bifrost can be seen in both the stairs and the rubble below. We've seen it previously as well, where Thor left a mark of the Bifrost just before leaving the Avengers compound. So to see this again in Infinity War has to be counted as another great continuity detail. And this brings my next detail, number 25. Right after Hulk crash lands in the Sanctorum, Doctor Strange's normal outfit quickly changes into his robes as the cloak of levitation comes to him, implying that he was already wearing the Eye of Agamotto but hiding it with an illusion. Number 26. Right when Hulk attacks Thanos, Loki jumps at Thor, protecting him with his own body while moving him out of the way, and drops the Tesseract like it's nothing. It's easy to miss in the midst of all the action, but it's an important moment showing how Loki has evolved as a character. Number 27. During the scene where Tony and Pepper were discussing about having a kid, some of the dialogues from this scene were deleted. One of them was Pepper telling Tony that they don't even have a wedding date, to which Tony replies, "You said August 27th.
We don't even have a wedding date yet.
You set August 27th.
Now, August 27th is Robert Downey Jr.'s real-life wedding anniversary, and that's the exact day Tony and Pepper were planning to get married as well. Number 28. In the opening scene, we can see the wreckage of the Asgardian ship drifting in space, but if I slow it down and zoom in, you can see the Grandmaster's laser vessel that Thor and Valkyrie stole in Thor Ragnarok. In fact, a lot of people ask if Thanos only killed half of the Asgardians, then where is the other half? And the answer is Valkyrie and her army used this vessel to escape with the remaining half of Asgardians. Number 29. Upon this rewatch, I just noticed that Tony Stark shed a tear after Peter turned into dust. Number 30. In the post-credit scene, we could see the license plate of the car Fury was driving. It reads 718 SMCH. Now 718 is the area code for Queens, where Spider-Man is from, and SM stands exactly for Spider-Man. And the first Spider-Man movie was called Homecoming, hence the CH. I'm not sure why did they make this reference here, but I'm pretty sure the fact that Fury was driving an Infinity in a movie called Infinity War is a more relevant Easter egg. Number 31. While sneaking up on Thanos, Mantis puts her arms in a praying mantis formation, keeping her very true to her identity. Number 32. Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus are the writers of this movie, but Stephen McFeely actually has a cameo in the movie during the conference call with Agent Rhodes. Number 33. In Vormir, when Thanos sacrificed Gamora, you can see Gamora's blood around her head is also green. I didn't notice it in theaters, but this time I finally did. And that's it. This was my second time watching Infinity War at 0.25x speed, and I hope I was able to give you at least a few new details. And if I did, then please grab the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram where I post updates about my channel. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.